Welcome to the channel. I'm Casey.
And I'm Kayla.
And this is Night Yard. All legends start with some truth, and it's up to you to decide what to believe is real and what is simply a story. Today we're going to bring you the legend of a creature that is probably the most well-known legend out there. It is a creature that is said to roam the forest and be the top of its food chain. This creature has gone by many names: Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the Swamp Ape, and the Wild Man, just to name a few. Around here, we call it Bigfoot. The name changes based on where you're located. But in my home state of Missouri, the Bigfoot sightings have been known since the Native Americans roamed the area. That's why we chose to bring you the story from right here where we grew up. The legends are numerous, but one fact remains the same: he exists.
And descriptions of the creature vary by area and the person describing them, but the main ones are always the same. They are between 7 to 11 feet tall, covered in thick hair, walks upright, and has human and ape like features, yellow eyes, and has a foul scent, and of course giant feet. The Bigfoot was originally known as the Sasquatch by the native peoples of Canada. Their word directly translated to wild man, and we won't try to say it out of respect, because we can't find a pronunciation.
Yeah, we would totally screw up the pronunciation considering you can't say pronunciation. It would be bad.
It took like 10 tries.
I know, it would be really bad if we tried to say it.
I'm sorry.
We don't speak English well.
No, we don't.
We don't English well. Hang with us,
please. And the actual name of Bigfoot has only existed for between 50 to 100 years, but it's pretty obvious as to why the name caught on. We couldn't find an origin because this creature seems to date back since the beginning of time, again amongst Native Americans. Still can't speak.
It's fine. This legendary creature has been sighted in the U.S. and Canada. Sightings have ranged from Bigfoot crossing the road to families eating, babies have been seen climbing trees, mothers carrying their young, usual ape-like behavior. It has been captured on audio, video, photos, and footprints cast, as well as a great number of eyewitness sightings. All of these sightings are still disputed to this day, but by far the most famous of them is a video that was shot in 1967. This video was shot by Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin in California. In the video, you see a Bigfoot walking through a riverbed that's dried up. It's got arms swinging. It's a fairly large creature. And though the video isn't long, you do get a nice clear picture of something that is very clearly not human.
Mm-hmm.
It does not appear to be a hoax. Especially with the age of the video, it would have been really hard to create a hoax that's as sophisticated as the creature that video shows. It's been investigated. It has never been proven or disproven, making it the most well-known video out there and catapulting the legend to the front page of American newspapers and American news stories everywhere. The first officially reported Bigfoot sighting was in 1811 in Alberta, Canada, near what is now known as the town of Jasper. Those sightings date back much earlier than this was the first one to be officially recorded, making this legend officially recorded for over 200 years now. There have been over 600 reported sightings within the state of Washington alone.
Whew.
Yeah, that's a lot for one area.
Yes.
That's a whole lot. Can you imagine that? Like 600 sightings since the 1800s?
I'd be too scared to go out into the woods.
Like, that seems insane. Since the 1800s. Since 1811, over 600 sightings.
Mm-hmm.
And literally thousands of sightings across the United States by itself, not counting all the sightings that are across Canada, which amount to thousands more. From what I can find, Bigfoot is the title holder for having the most sightings, with a close second by the Loch Ness Monster.
And I would like to meet her.
She would be cool, but more people have seen Bigfoot than any other legendary creature. making it kind of hard to disprove.
Oh, yeah.
It seems pretty credible.
Yes, it does. And at one point, the sightings and evidence got so out of control that the FBI launched an investigation, which I still can't get over how the FBI...
They launched an actual investigation. It got so crazy, they got involved.
That cracks me up.
Like, can you imagine being the agent assigned to that,
God.
and your boss coming to you and being like, hey, so we got something you're gonna have to do. You're gonna go into the middle of nowhere and investigate sightings of crazy people, most of them probably drunk, that said they saw a creature 7 foot tall, completely covered in hair. Go have fun.
Oh man, I would hate that assignment.
You wonder what you did wrong.
Right?
Like, that reminds me of the assignment from Rush Hour, the movie, where he assigns him just to babysit another dude as a punishment and he thinks it's a reward. Yeah, that's that assignment.
Oh god. Though they thought that they found some of the supposed evidence was fake, they were unable to disprove all of it from what we could find, the case was never fully closed. The main piece of evidence that they investigated was a cluster of hair. Unfortunately, the hair turned out to be part of the deer family, which that does suck.
Yeah, that's terrible, but it's not surprising.
That's true.
That it would just turn out to be deer hair, but you'd think you'd know the difference between deer hair and Bigfoot hair.
Right? Because it's supposed to be like part 8, right?
A whole different color, and a whole different length, and like I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, deer are just light colored.
I'll actually come to think of it, we're thinking deer, but deer family also includes like elk and stuff. That's darker and shaggier.
Oh. Whoops. And deer are not deer, elk, they're up north too, right?
No. Well, they're kind of everywhere now.
Oh, see, I don't know.
We just turned a bunch loose in Missouri, man.
We did?
Yes!
I didn't know.
It was national news.
I don't watch the news. I know I'm bad. Alright. There is a webpage dedicated to tracking sightings of this semi-elusive creature, which we have linked down below. It is ran by a group called the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, better known as the BRFO. What?
BFRO.
What did
You said BRFO. It's BFRO.
Oh, BFRO. Oh god, I'm so sorry. And their most recent sighting as of the day we checked was April 24th, 2021 in Ashland, Ohio. The witness, she came out of a 24-hour gym and she saw a grayish figure over 7 feet tall. But first she heard the twig snappings.
Yeah, the twigs snapping in the woods. That's what caused her attention to go that way.
And she looked and she saw the grayish figure that was over 7 foot tall. And BFRO, Matt's Moneymaker, he investigated the sighting and confirmed it.
Confirmed it to be true. And Matt Moneymaker is about the best out there, and he's kind of the authority on BFRO, so, you know.
True.
I kind of give him props on it.
Oh, yes. If he believes it, I believe it.
Right here in Missouri, in the spring of '91, in Pike County, which has some of the highest sightings in the state, 2 campers were out camping. One of them goes off to cut woods. He's at this dried out creek riverbank, and he sees what looks like kind of a bear or some sort of creature hunched over. And then stands up, has a stare off with him for about 30 seconds, and jumps up an 8-foot embankment out of the riverbed. So he panics, kind of goes back to the camp, gets his buddy. They go out there to look for it, but it's starting to get really dark, and it's just not great weather, so they decide to go back, and they'll go look in the morning.
I would have never gone back. I'd be too scared too.
You would have, because you'd have been with me, and I'd have just been like, come on, we're doing it. We're doing it.
That's true. You would have had to drag me though.
That's not hard.
No.
But they go back the next morning. It has rained overnight. Unfortunately, all the evidence was destroyed. Missouri rains. If you've ever been here, you know how that goes.
It rains.
it'll flash flood in a heartbeat, and unfortunately with it being dried out riverbank, it kind of took it over and it's gone. And that's part of being in Missouri. Sometimes things just vanish.
Mm-hmm.
And
then we have another sighting in Missouri, a spring 2014 in Boone County. This was around sunrise, around 6:30 a.m. It was two hunters. They saw what appeared to be Bigfoot. What did he do?
He jumped up out of the river. They were driving along the Missouri River, and they saw it jump up out of the river.
Yeah, and then it jumped again into the bluffs.
Yeah, it hit the road. They saw that it was soaking wet and stuff. It was very visibly not human, and it jumped up. It was about 8 foot by the trees.
8 foot by the trees, by the embankment. Yep.
Judging by the trees, it was around 8 foot tall. It jumps up the embankment further. They don't hear anything. They don't see anything past then. They go on driving and finish hunting. Now, it was a dude and his brother-in-law. The brother-in-law did not want to speak because he thought people would think he's crazy because apparently he's a retired police officer. We do recognize how crazy that can make somebody seem, so we'll give the guy props for not wanting to say anything. But, you know, it happens. And then the expedition.
Oh, yes. And the BFRO, they are doing a expedition right here in Missouri on October 14th through the 17th. And we are hoping for a chance to participate, because that would be amazing. I don't really like to camp, but I will camp.
I hate to camp, but I will do it for this because I would love to go after Bigfoot.
Right, and plus it will be with a big group, so I won't be too scared then.
Yeah, and as someone who has had her own kind of crazy experience with Bigfoot, it'd be great to go after one because it will kind of validate that I'm not legally insane.
I could see you chasing.
I would run it down.
I mean, I'm like, Casey, no!
And I just want selfie. I just need one selfie. I'm sorry to bother you, sir. I know that it's late, but I just need one selfie. Like, I'm not crazy, I swear.
He might eat you.
You know what? If I go like that, I go like that.
It'd be the way to go.
As long as somebody gets it on video, I'm good.
I was just about to say, I will make sure to video it, okay?
Yeah, video it as you run away and just let him have it.
Like, I'm sorry!
Like, I'll be yelling stuff like, make sure I'm in frame! Like, you know, yeah, I'm crazy. Okay, that's fine. I finally hear it. Is this what I sound like all the time? Like, no. Okay. That's a yes. That's a yes.
I'm crazy too, so it's fine.
Bigfoot sightings are common and always met with much skepticism. I believe that Bigfoot is real.
I do too. Yes.
But, you know, what do you believe? Tell us in the comments and make sure to subscribe to see what legend we bring you next week. A new episode will air every Thursday, fingers crossed. And next Thursday, we will be bringing you the legend of the Wendigo, one of my favorite legends of all time, and definitely one of the craziest, especially after we started researching it.
Oh my God.
Legend snowballed out of control. You gotta hear this. But thanks for watching. Have a great day.